What is up, boxing brothers and sisters? And this weekend, I want to focus on 3 fighters that stood out to me. Of course, Devin the Dream Haney for sure, Andy Cruz, maybe not for the reasons that you're thinking, and also, what was the third one? Usually I have this right at the top of my head. Rafael Espinoza, who became the new WBO featherweight champion when he beat, I was surprisingly so, Ramirez. Man. I want to actually, since I mentioned that last, I want to jump into it, but I'm going to go back. We're going to start with the main highlight of the weekend. Devin the Dream Haney. Oh my gosh. You want to talk about a dismantling. It was almost like Regis Prograis was like a nice car, right? And Devin Haney was the maintenance man for that car, and he just completely took him apart. He dismantled him. He kept him from doing anything effective. You can see Regis was trying to jab his way in. Haney was so quick with his feet, stepping back, and he was ready. He was like, okay, you come one more again, you're gonna get one of these. And he actually caught him with a nice 1-2, set him on his butt. You know, I don't cuss very much, y'all. I don't cuss very much. Set him on his butt, but man, Haney was sharp as a freaking, what are you know those things you use, you can sharpen a knife? He was sharper than that. He was on his game. I mean, it was nothing Prograis could do. Prograis would try to hunt him down. There was times, and you did see improvement with Prograis trying to cut off the ring, but it didn't matter. It didn't matter. And Haney controlled the fight through and through, no matter what. I never felt like Prograis had a shot. I think before even the 6th round, it felt like it was over. And that's crazy, especially when you're talking about a boxing match, because you think one shot can change the tide, right? But it never seemed like Haney was gonna give him that chance to get that one shot, because he couldn't get close enough. And even when he did, he swung wildly. Regis was like falling into almost at the turnbuckle, like it's wrestling. He was falling into the corner when he would throw a shot. I mean, I was like, dang, man. And that has to play on you mentally. That had to play on him mentally. He couldn't do anything. And after the fight, much respect to both. Haney was thanking Regis for the opportunity, which he should, because Regis didn't have to give him that opportunity. I'm talking about Regis like I know him. I don't know why I'm saying that. Prograis didn't have to give him that opportunity, and he did. So Haney congratulated or thanked Regis for that. And Prograis talked about Haney was better than he thought he was. And that's interesting to me, because as a fan, when we watch Haney, we see it. Why can't some of these fighters see it? Well, and I understand they have egos, right? We all have egos. But you can see when you're watching somebody go to work, they're different. And Haney is different. The athleticism, the IQ, he looked much better at 140. And like I said, he got a knockdown on Regis, and it was a clean knockdown. So, I mean, the sky's the limit for Haney. The sky's the limit for Haney. And even as the fight was closing, there was one thing that I thought about. You know, I was like, you know what? What would give Haney problems? And it's almost like you're creating a fighter, you know what I'm saying? But we saw him get tagged by Ramirez. And we saw Loma put some hands on him too. So I was thinking, so what is it? It was what Regis wasn't. Like we all should have really saw that. And I picked Haney to win anyway, but we should all see that Regis wasn't gonna be able to give him problems because he doesn't have the fastest hands and he doesn't have the best feet. And those are the 2 things that can give Haney problems. Ramirez has fast hands. Loma has great feet. And so those 2 guys were able to get some shots on Haney because of those 2 things. So we got to keep that in mind going forward, especially any fighter that's going against Haney. If they do not have fast hands, if they do not have good feet, and especially if they don't have the IQ to use those effectively, they're not going to beat Haney. It's going to take somebody special, because he is so disciplined about it. He is so disciplined in his craft. So I don't want to drag on and talk about Haney too much, but he deserves it. He deserves his roses, man. He's fighting at such a high level. He's giving us the fights we want to see. We need to get behind this man. And I know a lot of people are, but the train needs to be rolling, needs to be packed. The bandwagon needs to be overflowing. You know, they need to get 2 separate bandwagons. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we want to see from fighters. Fighters taking on the toughest challenges and trying to, I know people say, oh, Regis, he's 34 years old and he's an older champion and he should have lost to Zorilla and all that other stuff. But look, there's so many other fighters that didn't take that challenge, or didn't want that challenge, didn't speak about taking that challenge. Haney did. So let's give him credit for that. And I'm not talking about the other ones that didn't challenge, but we got to give Haney his due. So what's next for Haney? Who knows, man? I think 140, I would like to see him at 140. They're talking about Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was piping up saying that, you know, him and Haney can get it on. But we already know he was trying to fight Rolly Romero. We know he does not want Haney next. I do not believe Ryan Garcia wants Haney next. I think he wants another fight, and he wants that Romero fight. If he can't get the Romero fight, he probably will go with Haney because he wants big money fights as well. And I don't blame him. But I'm going to put that to the side. I hope if it's Ryan Garcia, that's great. That's another big fight that Haney will be providing us. He's not taking a step back. Oh, okay, I'm going to take an easy touch now. So I expect another big fight next early 2024. Maybe April, May timeframe. We'll see. But congrats to Haney. He deserves everything he gets, all the money that he gets and he's getting. And I hope he celebrates, rests up, and comes back and gives us another show like that. Another fighter that stood out was Andy Cruz. And it was not just that he beat Straffon and stopped Straffon, where the referee waved it off. And I think it was a good call by the referee. There's no way Giovanni Straffon, he had no chance. We saw that clearly. So it was good that they stopped the fight. What's the point of Cruz punishing that man and he might not get another fight? I mean, let's be real, because he was going to take a beating, and he obviously could take a beating, but still, it wasn't going to be worth it. But what impressed me most about Andy Cruz was, it was like he was 5 punches ahead. You know, of Straffon, like he knows what he wants to do and what you want to do, and he's able to adjust. And he gives us a show, man. I just feel like Andy Cruz gives us a show. Just his punch selection is so good. I'm watching him work. And I saw other people say, look, he's still got much more to prove. He 100% has a lot to prove. But look at what he's proven in 2 fights. 2 fights. He went 10 rounders his first fight coming out of the amateurs. Come on, man. Show him some love. And then he comes back, takes on another tough fighter, and takes him out. Yeah, he's taking those right steps, man. He's looking better than Keyshawn. He's older than Keyshawn Davis. So Keyshawn Davis still has some growth to do. But man, Andy Cruz, I can't wait to watch him fight again. He from what he did from that first fight to this fight, I think it was Ocampo, he fought the first time, and then the second fight, you could see the work with Ennis. He chose the right trainer. He is going to be a terror. Fighters better be lining up to fight him now. He is going to be dang near Boots Ennis. How people talk about Boots Ennis being that at 147 and being so good, so talented. Look at the gifts Andy Cruz has. Look at the IQ he already shows and displays. There's plenty of fighters in their 30s that don't have that. People want to talk about how old he is. It don't matter. It don't matter how old a fighter is. You either have it or you don't. He has it. And he uses it. And he's disciplined in there. He still has fun, but he's still disciplined about it. You know, that's what I'm telling you. We saw some Devin Haney's performance, tremendous. Andy Cruz performance, tremendous on a much lower level, but it was just fantastic. So congrats to Andy Cruz. Put on a show, exactly what we want to see, and on to the next. And big challenges coming up for him. And I would not be surprised if he's challenging for a lightweight title in early 2025. I could see it. Maybe late 2024. Depends on how it goes and injuries and everything else. But I would not be surprised. And the third fighter that definitely deserves some recognition, some talk, is Rafael Espinoza, who went in there, took out Robeisy Ramirez in a definitely upset, a shock. Robeisy Ramirez was tagging him with everything. When he set him down, I was like, man, I don't know if this guy's going to make it. I don't know if he's going to make it. And it was tough because they were both on at the same time. So I really probably need to go back and rewatch that fight. But I was watching it, trying to watch them both, you know what I'm saying, which is hard. Then I tried to watch a little after and it was already late. But man, he took a pounding, but he also gave one. And you can see Ramirez finally started to wear down. And then in the 12th round, he was able to get that knockdown, a knockdown in which he needed. He needed that knockdown to secure the victory. But he had the victory on one card anyway. And I think it was a draw on another one. But that was a heck of a fight, And I wonder if Ramirez maybe would have approached that fight differently. Like I would think in the second, if they had a rematch, I think he would approach that fight differently and just outbox him. But that was a great crowd that they had on hand. And I really think when these fighters get in front of their home fans, because it was in Florida, it was in his home fans, they showed out. And sometimes they try to put on too much of a show. They want to send everybody happy. Oh, Ramirez knocked that boy out. You know what I mean? So you can't do that. You got to play to your strengths. If you're not that power puncher, you know, you're a good boxer, which Ramirez is a very good boxer. We know that from the Olympics even. So use your skills. So Ramirez will be back. I won't be surprised if he comes back and he wins a title in a couple fights again, or he gets that rematch and he wins it back. I will not be surprised if that happens, but it was the night of Rafael Espinoza, who came to win. How many times do we watch fights and people say it's fixed? Oh, this guy, he didn't come to win. Espinoza clearly came to win. And I applaud him for that, because He knew it was going to be a challenge. He knew he was going to have to walk through fire. He knew he didn't have the skills of Ramirez, and he knew the only way he was going to win was the tactic that he employed. And it required him to get hit a lot. And he still pulled it out, y'all. That's why we love this sport. That's why we love boxing, man. I'm feeling it right now. Gosh, man, respect to Espinoza, man. You know, we be doing that in life, y'all. We're fighting through things all the time. And so just watching, I love seeing people persevere, overcome the odds. And that's what he did, man. So credit to him, a great win. You are a world champion. Nobody can take that from you, Espinoza. Hope you celebrate it like no business. And then when it's time to get ready to defend, even if it's against a rematch against Ramirez, I hope you still have that same hunger and you come back and you put on another performance, even if you don't win. You have my respect. Not that you are even gonna watch this, but you have my respect and love, and I wish you the best, man. But that's all I got for this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. There's lots of videos out there that you could be checking out, and I appreciate you stopping by and checking this out in the channel. Until next time, peace.